Shalom bimroma Ya'aseh Shalom aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Ve'imru
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Congregation Micah. My name's Philip Rice. They call me Rabbi Flip. This is not Cantor Josh Goldberg.
Cantor Josh is actually at another member's house on the east side leading Shabbat services for East Side Tribe tonight.
Yeah, he's recruiting Jews.
Yes.
And we are blessed to have Rabbi Lori Rice with us this evening, and
Aaron Tessis and Ann Stern.
yes, so we thank them in advance for creating some of our Kabbalat and Shabbat service music and joy. I'm going to begin really with a story, and the story goes like this. The king's usual place is in the royal palace, and anyone wanting to approach the king has to go through the appropriate channels. They gotta travel to the capital city, and they gotta pass through the many gates, the corridors, the chambers that lead to the room where the throne sits. And your presentation before the king is usually pretty meticulously prepared. You gotta adhere to some exact codes of dress and speech, and you got to have mannerisms that sort of invoke his royal presence. And there are times when the king will come out into the fields or into the cities. And when the king comes out into the fields beyond the cities, at such times anyone can approach the king, and the king receives everybody with like a cheerful countenance and a listening ear, a smiling face. Now, all of us should have access to this king at all times, and in a manner that should be available at all times. But there are times, when the king is in the field especially, that even the lowest peasant has the same access as the highest ranking ministers in the royal court. Now, we are in the Hebrew month of Elul. We have entered a time when the king is in the field. For about 11 months, our lives alternate between the mundane things and the toil in the field, and the holy things like here in the palace that are sacred. Between the material endeavors of life and the sublime moments in which we feel the royal presence. And in the month of Elul, the presence is in our backyard. So what happens when the king is there? I made a list. The field is not transformed into a palace, and the king is no less than the regular king. Back in the throne room, however, there is this aura of sanctity that surrounds the king. Now, the sweat and the mundane, the toil of the field, that seems a million miles away. So how do these two worlds meet? What happens when they do? The king is like the heart and soul of the nation, the embodiment of the goals and the aspirations of the people. And no one labors for labor's sake. We labor in chase of our dreams. We labor on behalf of the king. And when we sense that the king is in the field in our backyard, do we just keep on plowing and gardening? Do we behave as if this was just another day in the field? No. Elul is a month not just of ordinary work days. It is a time of increased spirituality and more fervent prayer. And our sages tell us it's a good time for generosity and more charity. There's my lifelong legacy shout out right there for you. The air is supposed to be charged with holiness. And while we're in this field, the fields of our life are supposed to be even holier places. In the month of Elul, the essence and objectives of life become that much more accessible. No longer do the material trappings of life conceal and distort its purpose. Because tonight, here at Congregation Micah, the King is paying us a visit. With that said, we like to approach the Holy One in a variety of ways at Congregation Micah. We do through beautiful music. We do that through the authenticity of our actions and our words. We do that through silence. And we do that by sharing in a community those things that bring us joy so we can enter Shabbat in a happier way. So I happen to know, because I'm a rabbi and I'm privy to a lot of information about you, that there's somebody celebrating a major birthday today. And I'm coming over here near Kay. Do you want to say the number? You can say the number.
No.
Just say she's got lots of wisdom under her. It's a big round number, and she looks, 30. You look very... Our congregation is wishing you the happiest of birthdays. May you live to 120. Everyone give this woman a round of applause. I think there are other birthdays, but I also know on this side of the room that there is an anniversary. And I think it's 22 years, you said? Okay. Hogo, just tell us.
22 years. He's probably going to come in after, so you can all just turn in right when he arrives. But I do have my daughters with me, so it's my husband and my 22nd anniversary, August 1st.
Oh, nice.
Mazel tov on
I
that.
think that's anniversary row because it is Ashley and Tim's anniversary on Tuesday.
They're going to hate this. I have coupons, ladies, and what you can do is you can redeem these by coming up. It could be during this service at the end. That'd be lovely. At any time to open the doors of the Ark. You'll make us look very young and vibrant on the screens. Okay. Somebody else celebrating something tonight that'll bring us a little joy. I know this section because it's not a usual section, but we're going to do Pam first. Hold on.
It's also my daughter's birthday today, 31, and I survived my first 5K of the year this past weekend.
Accomplishments that we celebrate in community. Somebody else has something. Hold on, what do you got?
We have a cousin, Bunny Freed, who's watching tonight. 93.
Amazing.
I'm sure she's so excited you shared the number. Aunt Bunny. Okay, I'm coming over to Maddie because we're going to celebrate it later, but why don't you just tell them and let the cat out of the bag?
I went to the mikveh today and officially converted, and my whole family's here.
Jewish people got stronger today. We upgraded our iOS system with you. Thank you. Yeah. It is my sister's birthday. I should probably shout. I know she's not watching. She's went out to dinner, but it's fine. Hold on, Mary, I'm coming.
We are so lucky to have Maddie not only being in our preschool, but she also teaches in our Sunday school. So
I know.
we are
Yeah. She drank the Micah Kool-Aid for sure. We got her. Hold on.
Everybody loves a dog story. Our dog is cancer-free. She had a tumor taken out. She's cancer-free.
Okay, health we root for. Health we root for. Okay. Anybody else got something? What do we got? You want to say something? Oh, let's let her. It'll be cute. You want to? Say hi to her. All right. My own kids don't even listen to me. Okay, we're going to get this party started and our Shabbos. I have asked Ann Stern, largely because she's amazing and because for practical reasons someone might kill themselves coming to these candles, to begin our Shabbos by lighting these candles for us.
Shel Shabbat. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
He got here. Should we clap for 22 years of marriage? Let's get there. We got it. We continue warming up with the words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei Amlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom.
We invite those who do not find it difficult to please rise for the words of Hatzi Kaddish.
Yigadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Be'amad yivrach yiratei ve'amlich malchutei. Be'chai yechon v'yom echon. U'chai lechol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'vizman kariv. V'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach. Le'olam olam me'amaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma minaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata dami hiram be'alma v'imeru. Amen. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach, hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
We invite you to take your seats.
Continue chanting together the words of Mariv Aravim. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bigvaro ma'ariv aravim ma'ariv aravim v'chokma poteach she'arim u'vikunam mishanei itim u'machalif et hazmanim u'msidar et hakochavim b'mishmerotechem b'rakia kirtzono. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da da. Borei yom v'layla. Kol elor mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Ma'avir yom u'mevir layla. U'mavdil ben yom u'ben layla. Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da da. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam continue chanting together the words of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shokbecha uvkumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktaptam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kiddoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem le'elokim ani Adonai Elohechem. So we already did our celebrations, I know, and we mentioned many anniversaries, and most of you know my parents don't live here in Nashville, but they watch services almost every Friday night, and my mom likes to text me during the service, which I think is so funny because I'm leading services right now. But she did text to say it's her anniversary as well, and I didn't say happy anniversary, so happy anniversary, Mom and Larry.
Let's just sing our song of freedom. This service is about to get really, really good. We're just going to invite Maddie forward now to share a few words to start.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm so grateful to be in my favorite place with so many of my favorite people. Today, one of my greatest dreams came true. I had the privilege of officially joining the tribe. I've always felt drawn to and interested in Judaism. I recall being in high school and telling a close friend of mine, I think I might be Jewish. She immediately said, you can't just be Jewish. Embarrassed, I didn't mention it to anybody else for a handful of years, but continued to nurture my interest and unexplainable magnetic draw towards Judaism. It intrigued me to discover that in Judaism, it is encouraged and celebrated to debate and even argue about the meaning and interpretation of different laws, rituals, and traditions. This, to me, is something that is so distinctively Jewish. One of the things that always appealed to me about Judaism is how intellectually engaging it is. We are, after all, people of the book. I couldn't learn or read enough about it. The more I learn, the more I want to learn, and the more I study, I realize how much more there is to discover. I always connected with the rituals and routines, special actions and symbols commemorating special times and holidays. I love Shabbat and the concept of sanctifying time and making the ordinary feel sacred. I also love the emphasis on social justice and community and how we're all here to support one another and repair the world together. This is where it's evident to me that Judaism is more than a religion. It's a people, a community, with a shared goal of making the world better than it was before and leaving things better than we found them. Finding and creating a place for myself within the community has brought such belonging and purpose to my life, and I formed so many friendships that I cherish through Micah. My conversion feels more like an affirmation of what's always been inside me than a transformation into something different. My grandfather was a convert, may his memory always be a blessing. Although he never went through the formal process of conversion, he did have a Jewish soul. He had pamphlets from a synagogue he attended and prayers written in his room that we found after his passing. And he wouldn't eat shellfish or pork. He would say, "Shrimp are the cockroaches of the ocean." I admired his fearlessness to set himself apart, even when his choices or beliefs were unpopular or controversial. He was a very private person, and we never had a chance to discuss our shared faith, but I know he would be proud of my decision to pursue the magnetic desire for Judaism that lived within us both. I am grateful to everyone who has helped me along this journey of becoming my truest self, the support of the clergy team and staff, and so many more from this welcoming community, as well as my parents, my sister, and my loving partner who I met in this very room, who have filled this journey with love. Learning about the history, culture, and values of Judaism has brought me such joy and fulfillment, and I look forward to a lifetime of continued learning and discovery. I look forward to continuing my journey of learning Hebrew and preparing to be bat mitzvahed next summer. In strengthening my own experience of Judaism, I look forward to one day having my own Jewish family and raising Jewish children. I'm so grateful to have always been welcomed into this space with open arms, as it has become my home for the past 3.5 years. Working at the preschool next door and teaching Sunday school here has been such a treasured experience. Attending services on Friday nights has felt like coming home since the first time I pushed myself to be brave and do something I'd never done. First, by myself in the back row, knowing no Hebrew whatsoever, then slowly making friends, building community, and now reciting prayers and participating in new traditions, surrounded by my new family. What a gift Micah is to have given me the deepest sense of shalom, wholeness, and peace. I'll conclude with a passage from Ruth. "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Because I would like to have us offer Maddie a blessing while she holds the Torah, I'm going to ask everyone to please rise at this time. So Maddie, it looks good on you. The color scheme is working. You have chosen the name Miriam. Do you want to say a little bit about why you chose?
I just love the name, and it's just always felt right to me.
Well, I think it's a perfect name for you because Miriam is associated with the drawing of water from wells, and without water, we cannot be sustained. And you may not realize how much you sustain so many of us, not only the children, but the families that you tend to with your heart every single day at the Children's Academy, but the children and the families that you tend to every single Sunday here as part of J-Lab. And honestly, as much as you say we've nurtured you and created space for you here to allow your heart to soar and your spirituality to grow, you have added really innumerable ways to our lives. Each one of us you have touched in a very special way, and for that we are grateful. You are, in fact, the drawer of water, the sustainer of so many lives. So it's a perfect name for you. And we have this special blessing of Shehekianu for you that I hope we sing well. As this special hour in our lives, we take the time to recognize the things that we have seen and done, this moment shared by everyone. Our hearts are filled with gratitude, our sense of purpose is renewed.
and words of blessing roll off our tongues. Shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. This special hour in our lives, we take the time to recognize the things that we have seen and done. This moment shared by everyone. Our hearts are filled with gratitude. Our sense of purpose is renewed, and words of blessing roll off our tongue. Shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
We are going to have everyone remain standing for tefillah, our central prayer.
Adonai sefatai tivtachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Hakol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ezrat Sarah, atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid HaTal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha bal givurot umido melach melech meimi tu mechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emana tala hakayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh ukadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please take these moments for your own silent prayer, meditations of the heart. Find your seat when you are ready.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tom b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Shabbat Shalom. So I was thinking there was this one sage who said, you know, you can learn something from everything. And so they said, well, what can you learn from a train? And they said, well, what you can learn is that 1 second matters. Like every second matters. You could miss a train. I said, okay. What can you learn from a cell phone? Things that we say down here are heard up there. And I just want to thank Aaron Tessis there. I hope Shalom Rav, that much peace sort of descends al Yisrael, all over Israel, because it needs that kind of peace. I'm going to start with a story. The story goes like this. Every morning, before opening his little watch repair shop in Haifa, Avi ben David would toss a silver shekel into the air. And if it lands on the menorah, he once told his sister Miriam, great name, today we'll bring something good. And then his sister said, well, what if it lands on the number side of the coin? And he said, then the good thing will cost twice as much. Miriam calls herself a prepared pessimist. She, for instance, like carries Band-Aids in her little fanny pack in case even strangers, get a boo-boo. And Avi, her brother, calls himself a cautious optimist. And he sort of checks the lock three times at night. And, if he'll flinch if a motorcycle sort of backfires. Their parents arrived in Israel from Poland with one suitcase and no grandparents. Miriam often says that Israel exists because Jews learned not to trust the world. And Avi insists it exists because Jews refuse to stop trusting the future. And so one country cannot be born from two opposites, Miriam says. Why not? Avi replies. We are. So one autumn afternoon, Avi's grandson, Noam, comes into the shop and he's got a school assignment. What is Israel? The boy asks. We have to answer in one sentence. So Miriam looks through the window, and beyond the steep street, the Mediterranean is shining with unreasonable beauty, and there are these Hebrew signs that are hanging above Arab bakeries, and there are young soldiers she sees that are waiting at the bus stops, and they're laughing like children, but beneath the weight of the rifles that they're holding. A promise surrounded by warnings, Miriam says. That's her sentence. And Avi, of course, corrects her. You mean a warning surrounded by promises? And Noam sort of frowns. Those are the same sentence. No, said Miriam. Yes, said Avi. And they argue for a bit. And then at last, Noam picks up the shekel from the counter, and he examines the menorah on one side and the number on the other. You're both wrong, he says. The coin isn't one side or the other. It's the metal holding them together. So for once, Avi and Miriam, brother and sister, are silent. And that evening, Avi does not toss the coin into the air. He places it upright in a crack in the workbench, so it's balanced almost impossibly on its edge. And for a moment, it stands there, neither hope nor despair, neither refuge nor fortress, but this narrow liminal place where both things are true. And then the table trembles and the coin falls. But neither of them, look to see what side it lands on. Okay, so that's my intro about my time in Israel. Should we feel optimistic and pessimistic? If you know Hebrew or Arabic, it's a really funny picture because it just says optimisty or pessimisty. Yeah. So how should we feel about Israel and the Jewish state? It's a land that rarely gives you the comfort of explaining it in one sentence. Sorry, Noam. I'm going to take the next few minutes and several sentences to share a bit about this experience I had attending the Seminar for Spiritual Leaders this past week in Tel Aviv. I think Israel is best described with the word "and," right? It's ancient and it's startlingly new. It's sacred and it's ordinary. It's Jewish and, at least it's supposed to be, democratic. It's Middle Eastern and Mediterranean and somehow carrying pieces of Eastern Europe and North Africa and Central Asia and Ethiopia and America and everywhere else that people have come from. And it's a place that feels impossibly heavy, and yet people will argue about parking spaces as though there was nothing else in the world that matters. So we can all imagine it. Some of us have experienced it. It's like Shabbat in Jerusalem. I'm not a good photographer, by the way. These are real. This is just the sun setting, and the limestone buildings are supposed to turn gold. You can't tell in this picture. But somewhere, there's also church bells ringing. And you know what else? You know not far away you can hear that Muslim call to prayer. And then there are these Jewish families that, of course, are hurrying home for Shabbat. But the teenagers are all staring at their phones. Right? And then there are the tourists that are still taking pictures while the whole thing's happening, of stones that we know have been there for generations and generations, that emperors and pilgrims and soldiers and poets have all written and touched. So, and then the buses begin to disappear. It gets quiet, right? It's quiet in the street. And there's something so extraordinary about how a modern capital changes rhythm because of an ancient set of commandments. And then, and even that sentence is too simple, you drive an hour to Tel Aviv, and the atmosphere could not be more dramatically different. I mean, I'm having lunch at this cafe, and I'm by myself, so I'm eavesdropping, and next to me are these two folks that are complaining about the cost of rent, and then on the other side, there's these two high-techy people, and they're talking about whether or not their app has a chance on the global stage or something, right? And then suddenly, music starts, and people just get up and start dancing. I mean, the country feels 1,000 years old in the morning, and then, points out this Rabbi Benny Minich, he's an Israeli Reform rabbi who read Torah for us. Listen to this. This is all happening in the same 24-hour period. It feels like the country is 100 years old or 1,000 years old and then only 5 minutes old. So this rabbi is one of a whole host of progressive, liberal-minded rabbis. You should know that they exist, that they detest the current administration in the government. And they serve in the military. This is Oded Revivi. He's the CEO. He's got two jobs of the Anu Museum. That's the Museum of the Jewish People. It's like a diaspora museum. And he's a military commander in charge of the West Bank. Yeah, contradiction is built into Israel. It was there right at the very beginnings. Right? The Jewish people maintain this ancient connection to this land through religion and through memory and language. And communities have lived there across the centuries. And we know modern Zionism turned this connection into a political movement for Jewish national self-determination. And in 1948, after centuries of Jewish persecution and after the Holocaust, the state of Israel, like our founding fathers in 1776, declared independence. Is there a word that contains more contradiction than independence? Is anyone here ever feel really completely independent? We know we're a community. We need each other. So, but for many Jews, that declaration, that moment in time, it represents return and refuge and sovereignty after generations of vulnerability. And October 7th comes, and it teaches us that we're still vulnerable. And then we know the Palestinian, so they refer to this Nakba, this catastrophe, in which really thousands of Palestinians became refugees. They were displaced from their homes. This, get this, is Amir Badran. Let's see if it clicks. Hold on to your yarmulkes. He is the deputy mayor of Tel Aviv and is Palestinian by birth. I'm going to say that again. After receiving more than 15% of the Jewish vote, a Palestinian Arab is now the deputy mayor of Tel Aviv. These are two people. They're all looking at the same land, the same villages, the same hills, at the same time, and they are telling profoundly different stories. So we met with someone from the Jewish Resilience Project about how to better tell our story. And here comes some of Israel's deepest contradictions. It's a place where one person's homecoming can exist between another person's dispossession. And the contradiction continues inside Israeli society itself. So here's an artist, Noma Bar. Look again. This is an exhibit we went to see. It makes us look at the paradoxes. Do you see a soldier or a dog? Is the bench a place where you can put your coffee? That's what they all do. They sit on one side and put their coffee. Or does it keep the homeless from sleeping on it? Are these posters of hostages anymore or dead Palestinian children? Even the Israeli military embodies this contradiction. These soldiers, they're barely out of high school, and they're carrying, literally and figuratively, an enormous responsibility. They haven't even decided what they're going to study at university. And for so many, this military service is associated with this collective responsibility and the necessity of defending a small country shaped repeatedly and constantly by war and security threats. And for others, like the ultra-Orthodox, the study of Torah, the service of God, that supersedes all. And for Palestinians living under occupation or affected by the military operation, that could mean checkpoints or raids or restrictions or injury or death. Security and freedom. Two ideas almost everyone desires collide in this magical place with unbelievable force. And still, ordinary life continues. A country that in the morning is like afraid, and you can hear sirens and people run to shelters, and then hours later, the beach looks like this. It's overflowing. And we send our kids on birthright, and we tell them, this is your home. And in reality, it's a very different culture. And Israelis conduct a furious political argument, and then they sit down and share a table. And people, they make weddings during wars, and babies are born during national crises, and farmers plant crops in these fields that repeatedly become battlefields. And I think that's why a lot of outsiders struggle to understand this place. They want the story to resolve itself. We want the story to resolve itself. Is it ancient or is it modern? Is it religious or is it secular? Is it idealistic? Is it pragmatic? The answer, frustratingly, is often yes and. None of the contradictions cancels the others out, by the way. Some are beautiful, some are painful, some remain unresolved and fiercely contested. I think maybe the most revealing scene is not found in Parliament or on the battlefield. It's around a dinner table. Someone's grandparents escaped Europe, and someone else's came from Baghdad. And then there's another story about people who came from Casablanca or Addis Ababa. Beyond the table, a Palestinian family may be telling children about a village that their grandparents left. And each passes down these stories, recipes and jokes and grief and prayers and photographs and its own map. But Israel's always at the center. And all of them are describing the same small piece of earth, but they're not really all describing the same land. And that was Israel. It's a country where archaeology sits beneath construction sites, and where ancient arguments become tomorrow's headlines, and where profound belonging exists sort of right next to profound disagreement, and where history is not something safely finished, it's simply being lived. And that may be the greatest contradiction of all. In a land obsessed with the past, almost everyone continues to argue about the future. So, should we be optimistic or pessimistic? The Jewish people, according to Shai Held, are eternally possibilistic. I am indebted to my colleagues, friends, old and new, who were my teachers on this journey, and to the Hebrew Union College, my seminary, and to the Reform Rabbi Meir Azari of Beit Daniel, the flagship congregation like us, a Reform one in Tel Aviv, and to the many colleagues who put the trip together, and to Congregation Micah and our membership and our leadership especially, because they helped make it possible for me to travel to Israel to experience this, to be filled with deep learning and thought-provoking lectures and meaningful soul-searching with other people who care deeply about this place. More to come. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to pause and think about those people in this community, people you may know of elsewhere that are in need of a prayer for healing. The names on my list include Devin Campbell, Walt Manos, Kathleen Sigmund, Steve Wallach, Ronnie Schuster, Perry Goldberg, Gary Mark, Nancy Holab Nevins, Dan Lippman, Margene Cotton, Sherry Goldberg, Kim Keller, Eddie Sandberg, and Olivia Fogel. If there's a name I've neglected to mention or just one you'd like to say aloud. We think of all people in need of such a prayer. We invite you to sing with us.
Those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal and let us say, Amen.
I'm going to let this community in on a little secret. You don't actually need to have a coupon if you want to come open the doors for Elenu. But you do need to be agile enough to either come up this ramp or not kill yourself with all of the accoutrements. So we are going to invite those who don't find it difficult to please rise, and I need at least someone to come forward and open these doors. All right. Redeemable.
Aleinu l'shavet Adon hakol latet geula liyoser breshit shelo asanu kagoye aratzot velo samanu kamishpachot adama shelo sam hakenu kahem vegor aleinu kechol hamonam banaknu korim umishtachavim umokdim livnei melech malchei amakim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Here towards the end of our service, we think about those people who still touch us through memory. We recall the recent passings of Rabbi Stephen Lewis Fuchs, of Steve Crelly, Louis Goldstein, Dr. Holly Engelman, Herbert J. Kravitz, and Harvey Satz. We also remember on the anniversaries of their deaths, Herbert Abelman, Marjorie Berlatsky, Katie Blitzky, Sarah Blumenthal, Ruth M. Bookstein, Bernard Bernie Bublik, Edward Claremont, Irving Dersch, Ada Dubin, Daisy Lynn Fisher, Gilbert Fox Jr., Cornelia Geschweiler, Bernard Kleinrock, Anna Kraftmauer, Fred Landsman, Roberta Luttrell, Ann Cutler-Lappin, Jack Magestro, Doris Mueller, Sidney Rappaport, Martin Siegel, Herman Streisand, Mary E. Surface, Nathan Tarr, Rachel Wallach, Joseph Morton Weinstein, Shirley Glasser-Winter, Sylvia Wolf, Henry Zalman, Catherine Elzander, and Harry Zeitlin. If there's any names I've neglected to mention or ones you'd like to say aloud. We think of all people who have been a blessing to humanity and invite you to join us in the words of our Kaddish Yatom Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlik malchutei. B'chayachon uv'yomachon uv'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birkata b'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mrama, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. We ask, as always, that their memory live on as a blessing. We got a Kiddush.
We do.
I'm going to get that shofar, too, because we're in the month of Elul.
Here is to the sweetness of Shabbat and to the week ahead. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila, lamikraye kodesh, Zecher letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta, Ve'otanu kidashta, Mikol hamim,
B'Shabbat Kodeshecha Be'ahava Uvratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz Tekiah. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.